There's no words I can use to describe the feeling I'm having consistently for years, but it only comes over me like a cold or a flu. It feels like there's nothing, only frustration. I feel like there's only patches of bright spots. I guess I can see in the next few weeks or days something good will happen, but only to be sucked into pure boring and inconvenientness. I don't want to. I don't want to feed this source. I don't want to find this source. I don't want to do anything with this at all anymore. But it only feels like worthless. That's it. It just feels worthless. It feels like whatever effort I put into anything will just bring me back to this moment where it's just nothing to do, no way to advance myself, only instructions that would advance anything, or something stupid like flipping someone's bed over for nothing, for the energy or something. I don't know. That's all they give me. It's all they give me is bad shit to do to get over the stagnant, dry, going nowhere feeling that I get sometimes. And it's, I don't know if anyone can relate, but it's just like I work out, if I do anything, it's like there's no long-term positivity. That's what I can say. I can't see anything long-term that would be consistent and positive. Like, it's so frustrating. Like, the Spirit of the Lord is good, but as long as I'm here, I have to be doing something. And if I'm not doing something, I can be happy laying down and chilling, but this feeling of do something, get it done, jump, hurry up, finish it. Something because of you. It's just the energy of a cuckold, the energy of being cheated on, and the energy of wasting your time in a trinity just hovering over me. I only can feel that something good will happen, but I only can feel the overbearing wasting of time and the overbearing bothering, like someone just telling you, come to the kitchen, never mind. Come to the kitchen, never mind. Like, if you'd imagine that, but extrapolate it to the plane of life, right? Like going to the store and then not having your card. That's what it feels like in these moments. I have to document it. I hate to speak on camera. I hate to even be here, to be honest. It's just not worth it. I don't get who I want. I can't do what I want. It's just filthy. It's filthy, the opportunities that exist that just are too far. It's like when you put the soap in the dirty water or the oil water and it just spreads away. That's how it feels for anything good. I feel like if I walk, the sea would just part. That's why I feel like it's like opportunities are right around the corner. Like, I feel like outside my door is opportunity. But I also feel dehydrated and dark. I feel like if I go towards anything positive, it'll just spread and it'll just show me someone else is having it. Like, I saw the example earlier of someone talking about going to a swingers club and then they turn around and the guy's doing more work on their wife than they can do to the other guy's wife. And that guy feels like he wants to kill them, right? I feel like all they say is just kill someone then, get it over with. And I'm not. I don't want to be in jail. It's just, I just want to pray for this shit to end because it's not fair, and I don't see a way that I can even be repaid for it. I don't even see how it can be worth it in the future. I feel like it's been too much negativity in too short of a time for me to ever make up, for me to ever drag myself into a place where this feeling won't just come to strike me at any time. That's what I'm saying. Like, it won't just come to bother me. It is to kill me. So I feel like I'm just stuck in this body, getting killed over and over again. I can't cut my neck. I can't cut my wrist. I can't even bleed myself. I can't even get that far. Some people say, oh, I cut myself. I can't even get that far. I cannot. It's not even possible. I can't even cut myself. I can't even do any of those things, but it's just frustration. Too many things came within my grasp and then slipped away. Too many habits that I formed had too many non-coincidental but reoccurring things happening. It's just like snipers pointing at me all the time, just picking at me. It's not like someone comes to my face with the truth. It's just, I completely have no connection to anything Matrix related, but I only see repeating things that remind me of the Matrix, of Final Destination, of of like Swingers Club, is whatever I desire. So if I do grow any positivity, if I do grow any light in my eyes, it just seems like whatever I like for a moment, it seems like it just becomes dim right after I look at it. It's just so disgusting. I'm not going to say it's demonic, because before anything demonic that I've ever reached into, I had this feeling maybe it's humanic, maybe it's celestionic, maybe it is demonic, but I'm not sure anything is innocent. So I don't know where we get this obsession with calling demons evil. I don't know where it comes from. I don't see anything in this world innocent. I see everything as a causer of some type of inconvenience. So I don't know where this stuff. I've met some gods. I've met some demons. I've met some angels. I see whatever it is. They want me to pull myself out of my situations in some ways, and the method of pulling myself out of certain situations is just unacceptable. Unacceptable 100%. Some arguments I just will never have. Some fights I will never have. And if that's what it comes down to, I genuinely hope that all of it comes to an end. If they want to push me over the parts where I say never at, that's the goal of the universe, to find where I say never, to find where I say no, but then to take me there exclusively, then at that point, then I suppose measly old small me is at war with the universe then. Because if this all about the facing your fears, my fears are so specific and outlandish that if I faced them, I would have to kill myself anyways. It's just too embarrassing, and there's no get back for the things that suspiciously crawl into my head, the suspicious thoughts that come into my head, the actions that people may be doing in some way, metaphorically, the metaphors. It's just no. There's just no, and then there's just bad. I don't know. I mean, there's good, but it's like a pepper. I want to eat my burger and sit there and tap pepper for an hour when we put the whole entire jar of pepper on my burger. Because that's what the good feels like. The good feels like sprinkled on in between the neutral and the bad. Which the neutral and the bad seem to be on teams. And the good seems to be willing to say ha 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 at anything. Or the good seems to be willing to say, hey, one day, who knows? Maybe someone else will fall into the portal and they'll see what I've seen. But I don't want to tell you all what my eyes seen, my third eye seen. I don't want to tell you about my spiritual journey. I've seen so many cool things. I've seen so many awesome things, so many ridiculous, horrible, disgusting things as well. There's things that are burdened to speak about with my eyes closed. This is what I do sometimes. Close my eyes. I stop using my limbs. I partially paralyze myself in moments. When I'm in sleep paralysis, instead of fighting it, I just try to leave my body, because something in my sleep paralysis punches me in the fucking head. So, I mean, that's, I wake up with scratches sometimes. So, I mean, you can call it demonic. But I think I eat a demon. That's all. I think because they eat me. I think I've been called a demon before, and they ate me. I think, like the pond, fish swallow each other. That's what I believe. I think fish enjoy choking. That's why I think. I don't enjoy choking. I don't enjoy drowning. I don't enjoy death in prolonged situations. That's all I'm offered. I'm offered effort through unacceptable things being chanted to me in the head. Now, if y'all have a narrative in y'all head with voices or just an ongoing narrative for years that seems like everything is connected, it seems like a path with choices and everything, from the current moment all the way to years ago, it's like on a string, like on a timeline, and you just feel like, dang, how was I supposed to reach the helicopter? They wanted me to jump 14 feet? At what point? At what point in my life have I ever touched 14 feet for me to even hope for the next helicopter to be here? It would be a burden for the next for it to show up, for the ride to show up. It would be a burden because I know from last time the ride showed up, I wasn't able to jump 14 feet to catch it, and the ride shows up again, and I still can't catch it. That would be like 2 times it burned me in the eyes and face. While I'm closing my eyes right now, I'm honestly, I want a better outlook. I can't hear these voices and the vices in my head. The vices, the advices, the comfort. It just comes from a place of only, I don't know. It comes from a place that spawns jealousy and quitterness. So I mean, like if I get the nice soap operas out of the world, it'll be too late because I already am affected. I'm already cursed and poisoned by the soap operas of the world. And I just feel like whenever I'm trying to motivate myself, it's like I could hear the soap operas that I was called to watch, like watch Days of Past. I'm like, hell no, it's drama. I feel like I'm haunted by drama. So when I do something motivational, something important, it's like this, the whispers of drama comes back. Drama comes back like a sickness and a plague, and I don't see any way. Maybe people have a way, but I feel like they'd be sitting there, making some drama with me anyways. I'll go home. I'll have at least 2 or 3 hours where my mind starts running around because that's what happened so far. I don't feel like communicating this much has even done anything positive for me. I feel like it's allowed me to linger in the fate. And I'm here doing some push-ups and some sit-ups. Took a 12-minute break. But even laying down and enjoying I applied for 60-something jobs. I don't have a job yet. So, I mean, I don't have a gym membership. Don't have any money. But even with the gym membership, if I apply for this many jobs, I don't have a job yet. It's just something going on right now, right? Something going on right now. Hiring, not hired me, right? That happens, right? I want me to write. I can't think of anything to write. I really can't think of anything consistent to write. It wouldn't even be a first draft. It would be a negative 60th draft. I'd have to write whatever I wrote already over and over and over again for it to make any sense beyond the moment I wrote it. Every time I write something, it makes somewhat sense. It's like writing down what I hear playing on my head's tape recorder, and I read it over again. Disjointed thoughts. That's what I see on the paper. A bunch of disjointed things, unorganized. I do the exercise. I don't see my abs coming in. I mean, I haven't done it consistently enough. I hope in some way I can post a video of this level of messiness, of this level of speech, of this level of uncoordinatedness. I mean, one day, even if this video never comes out, maybe one day someone will catch it on the iCloud. Maybe one day in some things someone will read and someone will see, and they'll have so many things to say, so many negative things to say. They'll probably have some small advices, you know what I'm saying? Pick your head up or something, but I can't even see someone saying anything other than pick your head up and try harder and be more positive. You know what I'm saying? I say positive things. I have a list of positive things that I consistently say. It changes, but I wrote it down yesterday, and I said it again this morning. I said it last night. But this rush that I get, it's such a negative rush. It's like depression in the body, like pressure in the arm, pressure in the chest, pressure in the face, pressure in the upper jaw. And then it's like, do something. It's like somebody coming to step on your shoe while you're immobilized and then telling you to get up. And then if you get up, you'll be socked in the jaw because your arms won't work. It's like being partially paralyzed. When you have no car, no job, no money, you really don't have that many options. Because if someone's going to walk outside, we're going to walk outside and stand in front of the store. We're going to walk outside and stand in front of the gym or the library. I don't see any difference other than some exercise, right? Exercise, going to the library. If you walk to the library, and the library could be 20 miles away, 11 miles away. You walk to the store's close. What are you going to do at the store if you genuinely just feel like there's nothing to work for? If you generally feel like there's positivity and there's goals and there's near perfection somewhere, but you feel like you're plagued in the body, like physically and mentally plagued by a reoccurring depression, mentally and physically, when someone offers you something, I would say hesitate to take it, because you never know who it's shared with. You know what I'm saying? You never know what gifts you got is shared with who. You know what I'm saying? You never know what person's already high up on their journey, who's already addicted to having a full day. You know what I'm saying? Waking up at 5 and staying busy until 7 or 8 in the morning. If you're not like that, if you're not a person who has this unnatural human way, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would say unnatural because it is unnatural. It's not a way that we go about life, that we would have been about life if we didn't have so many civilizations. If we were a natural organism, it would revolve around loving and shepherding our nature. But if you're used to beds and food and meals, then you're already too far removed from the natural way of things. And the natural way of things has flaws that leaves a rotten hole in my chest anyways. Honestly, I would say because of the way business and sexuality is handled on Earth and in whatever governs Earth, you know what I'm saying? I would say, honestly, I can't even be too negative. But I still want I still want it over. I want it over because if I pull my head out of my ass, if I find some type of positive thing to do, what's to stop me from just being attacked? You know what I'm saying? It's just being attacked. That's what they say. They talk through me. So it's so discombobulating when what I'm talking to or what I'm ignoring precisely, for what I'm ignoring, for what I'm sleeping to get away from. When it speaks through my own mouth, I feel like, where the fuck can I go then, right? If I start speaking and my own words turn into an insult to myself, and my own hands tingle, and my own forehead hurts, my own chest makes me bend over, I'm like, what the fuck can I do? I want me just to get bent over and tucked in the closet and taught what to do. I really just want this shit to be even. I really want this shit to be over, honestly, because there's too many losses. Too many losses in general for this shit to be a overall positive. If the shot attempts is over the trillions, but you got 51% of positivity, that means, you know what I'm saying, you still missed a trillion shots. The shit should be over. Too many misses. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't complain. I get to lay down in bed. I get to take a shower. Technically, there are things going good in the universe, but for me to be the crux of anything, when I have nothing to do that wouldn't send me to jail, I suppose. Because when you listen to your guides, they tell you things, and all the things they tell me to do that sound like they would change the environment, or sound like they would, like taking a skydiving, right? But as a black man who never has anything similar or close to or related to anything to anyone that possibly would be skydiving, it's just not fair. You know what I'm saying? It's adrenaline, but I can't reach adrenaline. I can't. There's nothing that I can do to reach any adrenaline. I can make my chores part of my goals, but But I feel like chores is spiritually, it's like spiritually, which is not something I only rest in. I don't only rest in the spiritual world, but I feel like spiritually, there's just forces that are just there to heckle me and that are just there to say, hey, I got your girl, right? And or I got your wallet. You know, you lost that wallet earlier. The person flipping through it right now, that was spiritual. You know what I'm saying? I lost my wallet directly after saying certain things I can't even remember right now. It's just too many forces, too many apophyses, too many oppositions that are sneaky and sly, and they just through the numbers, and they just through the commercials, and they just through the phone, they just through the Facebook app. You know what I'm saying? They just through the Instagram, they just through the YouTube. I'd be like, man, I'm so tired of this weird sexuality. I'll go on YouTube and I'll see 3 videos with a butt naked person, and the title will be like, father and daughter make love to make mother jealous. I'm like, what the fuck? I ain't never in my life searched anything like this on YouTube or Google. So why the hell YouTube feel like gotta show me some shit that'll kick my ass? Too many reoccurring of names. I see a name 37 times in 1 week. I see a number over and over again. And it's just like, where's my weed at? Let me smoke and relax. Because I might as well quit. If there's so many coincidences, there's so many agents. And I don't even acknowledge the Matrix. But the Matrix is so real, it seems. It's so fake at the same time. It's not tangible. It's not a tangible matrix. It's nothing that I can touch that'll turn to numbers. But there's so many things that move by themselves. There's so many things that look just like AI, that look just like bots, that look just like bots and AI, that look just like the CPU, right? And it's just like, man, it's just like, I know I've seen prayer work. I've heard, I've manifested, and I had dreams, visions, and deja vu, and gifts out of nowhere to confirm. One time, there was a string of things going on where my spirit was battling with certain, afflictions that I've had or certain disagreements that I thought about, and I said, just give me a ride and I'll make it. Just give me a ride. I pray for me to walk outside, and I feel like walking outside is one of the worst things you can do. What direction are you going? There's no compass, just walking outside, just walking. I said, if I go out there and walk outside, at least give me a ride somewhere, because there's nowhere to sit and there's nowhere to go. If I don't have this hotel room, by the time I'm checking out this hotel room, and there's nowhere to go, I'm just gonna walk somewhere. And if I can find somewhere to sleep for the night, if I can find somebody that says hiring now, and then that doesn't require me to have a house. This is when I was homeless. I said, just give me a ride. I go outside and I walk for a little bit, pulling my bag. Someone says, hey, I heard God say I just need to give you a ride. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Oh, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, these things, they happen. But at the same time, I've seen positivity work. I've seen negativity work as well. And then it's just, y'all put me in a position where everything I do is low stakes and no reward. You know what I'm saying? Low stakes, no reward. Low stakes, no reward. Who wants to be starving and rewardless? Who wants to watch the Food Network without any food? Who wants to watch porn without any bitch? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying at. I'm not saying I'm staying anywhere. I would like to continue to find so much rushes of positivity, but also it's just this consistent nagging emotion of just fear-inducing and jealousy-inducing things. Like, for the example that I wouldn't ever sign up for a swingers place, right? It just wouldn't happen, right? It just wouldn't happen, and no version of anything that I ever do would end up with me being a swinger, right? Nothing, no way possible. That's foreshadowing. They're probably going to. That's what they've been preaching to men. They've been preaching soft, worthless men, right? Because What are we here for? To just collect L's all day, just lose and lose and lose and lose and lose and lose and lose, and then the programming is saying, well, let's change what we think a loss is. So let's change what we think losing is to winning, and then we can have winning once we think winning is losing. That's what the prop is. And I'm saying, well, if that's the case, right? If we have programming that's preached to us at all, first I would say end it. End it. End whatever leadership we have. I would say all of it can be self-destructed and imploded. I don't want a portion of it, though. I don't want a portion of it to go, because that wouldn't be fair. To end one part of it, that would be unfair. And I'm saying there's just too many unfair things. I don't want to continue a culture and a history of just unfairness when it's not necessary. There are people who are in control. I'm not in control of every single thing, right? But there are things that are near or way closer to perfect. There are so many Rubik's Cubes that are almost solved, right? Now, if I got the Rubik's Cube that was almost solved, I'd mess it up. So I can't sit here and preach, we need to do this, we need to do that. I would say whoever has the keys to the car, bust the engine then. We ain't going nowhere fun and rewarding. We're going somewhere where we gotta be stripped down and broken and then built back up. You know what I'm saying? Like if who we are as a conglomerate, as a human, as a person, who we are has to be broken so many times. Is it on us to build ourselves back up? Because if so, then wrap it up. I don't want nobody then, honestly. If it's on us to build ourselves back up, right? If it's on us, can't I have a happy ending without jail or suicide? Can't I have a happy ending without jail or suicide? Is that optional? Right? Because y'all just gonna keep piling on the losses and the slights, right? It's just like getting sneak dissed over and over again. It's just like people taking details and going like, when something goes over your head, right? That's how it feels. Like something going over your head, going boom. You can't catch it, right? And then who wants to play monkey in the middle with NFL players as an infant? That's what it feels like in a universe. It feels like in a universe, there's somebody who's entertained by everything I say. It feels like somewhere in the world, every time I have a fit, it's like there's someone just kicking up laughing and sitting in their nigga's lap and having fun. I feel like there's this couple. I feel like there's some type of oppositional force that has the advantage already, right? They can see me and I can't see them. I feel like anything I say will lead to someone saying paranoia, right? And they're like, oh, well, if paranoia is the worst thing, then you might as well end it then. Oh, well, I'm like, well, everything comes back to me. Might as well end it. I'm like, no, fuck the world then. The whole entire existence reality doesn't have to be here. Who said reality has to be made? At one point, there was far less creation, and at one point there was far less issues. Who said, we can't eat our own tail? I can't reach my tail. I can't put my head on my ass. I can't put my foot in my mouth. And if I could swallow my whole entire leg. Right? I could swallow myself. But I know there is a way for some type of enhanced or magical or some type of thing for some type of snake to swallow its own entire body, right? Bloop. Swallow, bloop. Gone, right? A vacuum. The challenges that I have to face are as they seem. I feel like I can get in good shape. I can do some positive things. But honestly, the amount of negativity that rushes to me in a 30-minute span of life, in the hour-minute span of life, is only a foreshadowing of something weird. If I can be sitting perfectly fine, doing pretty good habits, having nice self-talk, not in people's business, if I'm just not socially inept enough to have maintained or been in one spot long enough in my life to have maintained a friend group or people that I consistently call on or a family circle that I can relate to, and it's fair, right? But it is isolating to not have friends you can talk to, right? What I got out in this message was so labored. And there's so many things that I want to spit out that I'm spitting out trash before I get to the point. If I could just reach to the point, right, then I'd be happy. But to even communicate, I have to shuffle through so many folders and binders just to speak. And I don't know who can understand me. And it's not fair for me being such a small group of people who understand this message, who understand what I've been saying, as not someone just being, hostile. I feel like any medical advice is hostile. It's hostile. They'd be like paranoia. The things that the words that we use in the medicine, right, aren't inclusive enough to phenomenon. And the words we use in religion is just uninclusive. There are so many other threats. Of course, the enemy, right? If the enemy isn't me, all right, that's the sad part. If the enemy isn't me, if that's not who's here present in my body, right? Because we can have the Lord living in your body, but many people can live in your body at one point, right? I feel like my left leg is mine still, if my left leg is mine still, if it's not owned by a legion, right? I feel like I own legions. But if it's not my hell, then where am I at? Where am I at? If the hell isn't mine, right? If I don't have the success or even the path, right? Because that's what I'm saying. Like if someone has a path, right? If someone has a list of things they need to accomplish to get somewhere, they have a foundation then. But if I don't even have a path to get on, that I won't just instantly feel like being skittish and getting off of, because to get onto something that you're not sure of, that you didn't ask for, that you didn't think of, that you didn't have anything to do with, is difficult. Like, I never had any inclination to go to the military. I've been injured. In school, by the time I got to middle school, I knew I wanted to wrestle. I knew I wanted to play basketball. I knew I wanted to play football. All those things are in conflict with each other constantly, except for wrestling and football. Even then, we had no football team, we had no wrestling team, only basketball. And I didn't like to play basketball until 10th grade, right? And even then, I had no reminders. I had to find these things for myself, right? So for me to have to find things for myself all the time, which one could I commit to? Which one could I apply constant effort to? So that something can feel like a pleasure, some type of grind is usually accompanied by some type of relief. I don't believe that anyone in their right mind is able to just to grind themselves with no goal. So I'm like, where's my goal then? Because then I can apply effort in the right areas, and even then, to be on my feet, to be in my body, right? I feel like there's been things that were just taken from me. Now, I'm not the worst story. I've heard stories online that make me far upset. There's some things that I heard happen to people online. People have posted some stories about themselves when I just firmly, my only reaction is press. I can do successful things, but how can I return myself from generally wanting boom and no more earth? I believe once you go to a certain part of the dark side without being truly evil, without having a vendetta, without having a leader or a master to take you to somewhere, once you go to the point where you see negative things, it could happen to anyone, right? Anyone. But then on the positive end of things, right? If someone comes in and chops 45% of you off, right? If someone just says, hey, I see your aura, I see your bubble, I see your force field, they take a giant sword and they just perversely like thrust the air and wink at you, and then 45% of you is just gone, right? What can be done to replace not only the 45% of you that's gone, right? But what can be done to reprimand the person for taking the 45% of you? And then, in the same breath, what can be done to replace the hours, the months, the years, the work that's used to grow 45% of you that you lost? So the effort that you put in when you already had a negative outlook because things just look ugly, things just look terrible, when you know things aren't always as they seem, but things are so varied where they aren't what they seem, it still is something you don't want it to be, right? Whatever it is, there's always more negative ways to see something than there is something positive, right? There is something positive, obviously, but there's always far more negative things to see first and around it. Whatever's positive is usually at the top of the bookshelf. You know, there's always a bunch of long books with irritating titles, but if you scroll them all over, there's a short book where the ridge will be behind the rest. You know what I'm saying? And you can say, oh, this is a hidden book. The good is hidden, and then the waste of times, right? The waste of times, I guess eventually once you waste your time enough times, you lose the fear. You lose the fear of wasting your time, because that's what life mostly is, just a bunch of waste of times, right? And that's why I'm saying 36 minutes and me rambling on. But if I sit here and I sit here and if I don't have anywhere to go, I don't have any business at this moment, right? I'm out of school, looking for a job, no car, no money, no real connections, right? I have family members, they offer me a ride, a place to stay. I can't be ungrateful for that. A place to stay and a ride from here to there, right? If I need something, if I need something, they got me. I can say that much. But using those tools only, right? With no networking ability, because how can I network from the bottom? Well, not from the bottom, because people go to the bottom to pick up pieces, right? If I'm not at the firm bottom, who's going to search the upper bottom, lower middle for something to pick up? I can pick up a book in this time. I can pick up some exercises in this time. But the amount of rage and negativity that's able to be poured upon someone who's just taking a nap and who has nowhere to go, right? If I'm in this room and something dark and evil and demented just happens to me over and over and over again, where is the faith that something can make it better, right? Because better, to me, ceases to exist after a certain number of times of something happening, right? Because at a certain point of time, it's not fair that I don't get to rest. I got to get back on ghosts and demons. I got to get back on sluts and whores. I got to get back on thieves. All things that run, all things that do the big bad wolf. They dress up as a teacher or as a grandma, and when you're being a teacher or a grandma, I'm not finna. I mean, hey, let one skyrock fall, let one thing happen that takes the law off, and then, you know what I'm saying, and then present yourself enemies, right? Enemies want to live around me, and it's okay, but it's not okay because I could get my job, get my car, get my house, but I had some things. I had some things that offered me joy, and they were snatched, right? I had some things. I had a path that would lead me to writing. I don't know what my writing stylist is gone. It's just I don't know what to write anymore. I don't know what I even want because I'm really hell bent on an extinction. First, for my ailments, and then for the rest of us. Because there's just too many trifling things that went on, right? You're not going to tell me online about all of these things, or not even online, and on the bus or in wherever, all these negative things that can happen, and then all these negative things that happen to people, right? I hear it, so that would tell me that it's drawing towards me then. If I hear it, if I see it, then it must be chasing me at that point. So where's the where's the revenge? Am I going to act on behalf of things? Am I going to benefit bullies? Pretty much. Because if I'm going to be in a position where I'm bullied in any way, am I going to benefit my bully? If my bully only wants to live to see me go to the table to barf at the jail food, am I going to go to the table every day when it's not even my desire to go to the table? Or am I going to say, well, my bully can meet me outside the camera and I can swing back, right? Am I going to if my bully only lives to see me go to the table, just to be like ugh to the food, just to be like ugh to the conversation, just to be like ugh to the ambiance, just so they can laugh and say, hey, you want your plate? You don't like this conversation about kissing little girls and shit? Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it be. You don't like us talking about our baby mamas over here? I know my baby mama was messing with him and him and him. And I don't want to hear that. That's all. They say, hear that, hear that. They push me towards my fears, right? Baby mama trauma, exes, bad business, waste of money, right? There's so many people that was ready to build something great, but the money ain't match up, right? And at the same time, as they needed some money, there was so many times it was like, hey, setting $100,000 trillion on fire. Niggas did so many big ass money dumps and money laundering schemes, so much money in the garbage, so much content and support and utilities in the garbage. That was exactly what you needed at the moment, right? So of course you're gonna have to go and scrap and find some things your own, but there's just too many waste. Right? I guess I have to do everything that I said I'm scared of, but hey, hopefully the world blows up before then. Hopefully we all go to wherever we're going to, because at this point, it's just not happening. The change in outlook, change in perspective, the whatever it is just not happening the same way that it should happen, right? We should just go. Happened to Ultron. Didn't Ultron want to drop the city on top of Europe or something? You know how many guys that are alive right now who really generally don't have the idea or courage to do something will be better off or happy if they was just dead? You know how many times 9 out of 10 of us don't even know we're on a path to a complete waste of time? Do you know how many Norns there are? You know how many fates there are? You know how many methods of divination there are? So many methods of divination. I haven't dabbled that much, right? Why? Because it costs money. Why? Because I've seen the power of God, and I've seen it work, but I've also seen it destroy some things, because I think it strikes me more so than anything. That's why I say, am I the devil? Because I've seen the power of God, and it's given me things, but it's also struck me down. I've been struck by gods. I've been struck by positive forces. So I know that, some positive force, it doesn't stop them from sleeping with someone's girl, right? It doesn't stop them from taking someone's lunch, right? And if we're not equipped to take our lunch back, from whoever's taking lunch at the table, then honestly, I say everybody suffered then. Because there's no more suffering than somebody who can't do shit back to somebody. I don't know the price people pay for being punks or just not equipped to win. But the time spent, the money wasted, the unideal, unfunny situations, terrible cap. If we had centralization of better worth and good worth, if we had I don't know. I feel like there's ancient things that are covered up that would make life so much more convenient. There's the government being outed for being 300 years in technology above us, right? 300 years in technology hidden away. I mean, like, if we have some technology at all, then all of it should be released so we can just kill our fucking selves more responsibly. Because speaking is killing yourself. Driving could be killing yourself. All these things could be killing us. Everything is emitting cancers and cancers and cancers. Yeah, man, this video is too long. I really want to post it somewhere. I got too long-winded. I got too unspecific. I got too negative. So I post it somewhere. Someone watch it, please. That's all.